You lost $2 million for not signing an anti-disparagement clause, which would mean you couldn't criticize the company.
$2 million. That is what this man was willing to walk away from, rather than sign the clause you just heard and keep his mouth shut. His name is Daniel Kokotajlo, and for 2 years, forecasting AI was his job inside OpenAI. He was almost never wrong. Then he quit, and on his way out, they handed him that page.
I got the exit paperwork, and it included this clause that said you basically have to agree not to criticize the company again, and also a clause saying you can't tell anyone about this. And so I thought that was kind of rich coming from a nonprofit that's supposed to be, for the benefit of all humanity. So I didn't sign it.
He walked away from the money rather than sign it. And this is not a rumor or a bitter ex-employee's story. It was documented at the time by the reporters who got their hands on the paperwork. When journalists got the documents, OpenAI's CEO apologized and quietly reversed the policy for everyone who came after. Which leaves the only question that matters. What did this forecaster see inside that building worth $2 million to say out loud? In 2021, before ChatGPT existed, Kokotajlo wrote down what the next 5 years would bring. Chatbots everywhere, machines writing their own code, chips turning into weapons of state. Almost all of it happened. His next forecast he calls AI 2027. Less like commentary than a war game. Month by month, the road from today's chatbots to machines that improve themselves, until the improving is no longer ours to control. Even the vice president has read it.
And I'm not here this morning to talk about AI safety, which was the title of the conference a couple of years ago. I'm here to talk about AI opportunity.
So the people in power aren't hitting the brakes, they are flooring it. But the ones actually building this, when you catch them off script, sound far less certain. They talk like men describing a storm they can't stop.
At that point, we sort of have to hope that they are virtuous, that they have, the goals that we wanted them to have, the values that we wanted them to have, etc. And the sort of scary open secret in the AI industry right now is that right now that is kind of just a hope.
Hope. That is the safety plan of the most powerful companies on Earth. Hope that the thing they're building ends up wanting what we want. And if you think competition keeps them honest, it does the opposite. Competition is the accelerant.
CEOs are literally afraid that if the other guy gets there first, he might become dictator. And they don't trust each other. And so that's why they are racing as hard as they can so that they're the ones who get there first, so to speak.
So the race isn't a sign of confidence. It's fear of each other. And that reframes everything. Because it means the danger was never a secret to the people building this. Which brings us to the question this whole video exists to answer. Do they actually know? Not suspect. Know. The way you know a loaded gun is loaded. Start with the man himself. Does he really believe it? He put a number on it.
I wouldn't say human extinction exactly. I would say something like 70% chance that this goes horribly wrong like human extinction. But that's just one of several possibilities. But yeah, basically.
That's his own number. From the one man whose forecasts keep coming true. And he is not the outlier here. The executives running these labs carry a private number too. They just don't say it on camera.
These AI CEOs are very smart and they understand superintelligence and that they think actually if there was 100 buttons on this table right now, maybe 10 of them could end the world.
That estimate didn't come from a critic. It came from a chief executive in private, describing his own industry. And they used to say it in the open, before the money arrived. In 2015, Sam Altman wrote on his own blog that superhuman machine intelligence is, quote, the greatest threat to the continued existence of humanity. Then came the billions, and the public numbers stopped. But he wasn't alone. In June 2024, insiders from OpenAI and Google DeepMind signed an open letter demanding the right to warn the public. It made the front of the New York Times. So Stephen Bartlett asked him the question underneath all of it. The men you worked for, Do they actually believe it? Watch him answer.
Do you think that they think there's a chance of human extinction?
Yes. But I think that an important thing to understand is that people sort of believe what they need to believe in order to think that they're good people and that they need to keep doing what they're doing. This is what rationalization is.
That word, rationalization, is the whole thing. Nobody in this race thinks of himself as the villain. And then he names them.
Sam's probably thinking can't let Dario or Elon get there first. I know Dario's thinking Sam can't get there first. Elon's thinking that they've all probably convinced themselves that maybe it'll go horribly wrong, but probably it's going to be fine. And probably, I should be the one in charge.
Every one of them has quietly run the same math, arrived at the same terrifying answer, and decided the only safe hands are his own. It isn't a conspiracy. It's worse than that. It's a consensus, rationalized. So what does the man who gave up $2 million for the right to be honest say all this does to you? He's specific, uncomfortably specific.
And we were historically one of the more bullish people on AI progress. In AI 2027, because of the dynamics that we just described, the mass unemployment doesn't happen until 2028 or 2029, after they already have superintelligence.
2 years, both within reach, and they come from the one man whose last forecast came true. So look at the order he puts them in. The jobs disappear only after the machine is already too valuable to switch off, which is why the last exchange of the whole interview may be its most honest. Stephen Bartlett asks him a simple question. If there were a single button that could shut the whole thing down, would he press it?
I think if it was a sort of temporary shutdown, I would totally slam that button, because we are not ready to do this,
There is no such button. There is only the race, the rationalization, and a forecaster still holding a 70% number, hoping, like everyone else in that room, that he is wrong. He walked away from $2 million to say this out loud, on the record, while he still could. The people building it already know. The only question left is whether we do, before the choice is no longer ours to make.